just about, I guess, regret, or what kind of it is, in the sense, like, how once you stop living with regret and you start thinking differently, you just stop, it becomes a lot lighter in, like, everything. I don't know how to explain it, but there's been some, I'm not going to go into, like, detail, but yeah, recently there's been some things that, like, have happened with me, obviously, where it's like, if I didn't think like this and I didn't know what I know, or like believe or think this way, that it would like kind of eat you up and it make you think a lot and be down and regret doing this or not doing this or saying that or not saying that. But I guess what you have to understand is, like, the whole thing about regret is you're viewing the situation back then, but with like the mindset you have now. But you didn't know what you know now back then, even if it was just a day ago, like in my situation, like literally yesterday. So whatever situation you were going into or handling, you were going into it feeling like the feelings that you had in that moment, or knowing what you had, or knowing what you thought was true, or whatever. Like, you were just going into it and saying what you thought was right or felt you should say in the moment. So to regret not saying something or not doing something, or to regret like anything from the past, even if it's recent, like, I feel like the whole the notion of that is like to assume that like how you're feeling now is you're basing your actions off back then based off of what you know now, which you can't do because that wasn't you back then. You know, that wasn't you, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just can't look at it that way because, like, I saw one comment that was like, it was on like one of this like Asian guy, and he's like a really inspirational speaker or something like that. Maybe I'll put the link below or something, but he wrote like, thinking of the past just leads to like regret, or why did I do this? And thinking of the future just leads to worry, like, will I be okay, this and that, how will things. But you can't do either of those things. Like, you can think about the past, like in terms of memories, or like more memories, like, oh, I like this, but you can't live in the past in terms of like trying to recreate that moment or recreate those feelings. I mean, you can try to recreate them in a good way, but you can't try to relive it because you already lived it once. You were there in the moment you lived it. And in the future, you can't think of things, or you can't like imagine, plan out how things will go, how a moment will go, how an interaction, a conversation. You can't plan that stuff out because you're not there yet. You're not actually like in the moment. That's why things always become clearer when you're actually there. Because yeah, I might be nervous thinking of go talking to someone, or thinking of asking something, like thinking of anything in the future makes you nervous because you don't know how it's going to go. But when you're actually there in the moment, it becomes fucking clear. But to go back to what I was saying about the regret thing, it's like, you just can't base your actions off what you think and what you know now to what you felt back then and what you said in the moment. Because what you said in the moment you thought was right, and that's just how it is. So to regret anything, I mean, it's normal, you know, human, whatever, to regret stuff. And there's obviously much heavier topics of regret than what I experienced. It was just kind of some, like, you know, stupid thing. But having a mindset now of this will really fucking help you out in the future with bigger stuff. And it might not be as easy, yeah, for me too. I mean, I'm speaking just from what I have been talking about. But yeah, I guess just don't do that so much, I guess. I don't know. But I really started believing all this and really kind of understanding it very recently, like within like the past like maybe like 2 months or something. And before that, or when I was younger, just anytime before that, I would always, like, any little thing that I would regret not saying or not doing, it would eat me up, and I'd be like, oh my god, and it would eat me up for like a couple days, and then again, I'd be fine. But it's like completely different now. Like, I realize everything happens for a reason, as it's meant to play out, and you can't really go back and change anything. You acted how you thought you should. Yeah, you can be like, damn, maybe if I said this, it would have went this way. Maybe if I said that, it would have been better. But you didn't. You didn't say that because you didn't think to say. You didn't think that it was right, or you didn't. That's just as fucking as simple as that. Now, if you went into that same situation back then with what you know now, yeah, it would go different because you know, that's what people say, it's not a mistake, but you're learning, you're growing. You might have went through a bad, you know, like, I don't know, like bad experience, bad whatever, but it wasn't not meant to happen. It wasn't a bad thing. I mean, it might have been a bad thing, but in the long run, it's a good thing because you're growing and you learn from it. Yeah, so, like, that's what people say, like, mistakes aren't bad, or, like, accidents aren't mistakes, or something like that. They're growth, or it's, like, learning, I don't know, whatever. But, yeah, so I'm gonna go